We have true, false, not given questions for the cicadas song. Let's take a look at these. First one, cicadas are well known for the unique noise they can produce very loudly. I hope this one was a pretty easy one for you to answer. The answer is true, that they do make a unique noise and they can make it very, very loudly. I think there are a couple spots you could probably find this information, but the clearest one is where it says in section A that they are famous for their ability to generate a distinct sound. Distinct is a nice paraphrase of the word unique, okay? And this loud noise, they generate a distinct sound with auditory power that can rival the decibel level of a rock concert. All right, this is very direct information to show that this statement is true from section A. So number 9 is true. 10, not given. These are always hard questions to answer because you have to go back and confirm that the answer is truly not in the passage. Let's look at it. Cricket and cicada noises seem similar to many people, but the sounds they produce serve very different purposes. Okay, this might be tricky or tempting to answer because there was a comparison of crickets and cicadas, but there is no discussion of the purpose of these noises they make, a comparison of the purpose, especially for crickets, okay? There's no discussion of why the cricket makes its noise. There is only a discussion of how the cricket makes its noise. And that's why they describe the comparison between the two, describing how cicadas actually make their noises differently from crickets, okay? And that part is in red down here. It says crickets generate their distinctive chirp through stridulation, or the rubbing together of body parts, and cicadas essentially produce a drum beat. All right, all of that information describes how they do it, but not why. And that's why this is not given. It's not false, okay? There's nothing in the passage that says this isn't true. It just simply describes no purpose for crickets in particular, so we have to say not given to number 10. Number 11, at most, cicadas can take up to 12 months to develop to full maturity. At most is a very important word in this question. This is false, okay? We get the place where this is false down here. The life cycle varies among species, with certain types maturing and ready to reproduce in just 1 year. This just tells you that this is maybe the fastest one can actually develop. Most of them will take longer. That's what this implies, is that it's actually quite fast for them to develop in only 1 year. Our question says at most, but we know that cannot be true based on the part in green down here where we say that certain types can mature in just 1 year, okay? That means other types take longer, all right? And so we know that this is false, all right? That at most in particular makes this wrong. Okay, so 11, false. Number 12, cicadas spend most of their lives hiding from predators in trees. Okay, now are cicadas up in trees hiding for most of their lives? No. The majority of its life, as we find in section A, the cicada remains underground. Okay, if that's not enough, then in section D it says, cicadas live underground for most of their lives and only rise to the surface for several days or weeks at most to find a mate and then die. All right, most of their lives are spent underground. Okay, they do not spend most of their lives hiding in trees from predators, okay, animals that want to eat them. All right, that's not where they spend their time. That's only for a short portion of their life when they come up to the surface, and they make all kinds of noise. And that's when they're trying to hide from predators with their camouflage, as we read in a different section of the passage. All right. Anyway, false for number 12, because this information directly contradicts the statement in 12. Number 13. Cicadas appear above ground at the same time in very large numbers as a survival strategy. This is true. Section D tells us this. However, by emerging in the millions, they appear above ground in large numbers, millions, cicadas increase their chances of survival. They increase their chance of survival as a species to the next generation, as predators simply cannot significantly impact the numbers of prey in such a brief period. All right, that is a very close paraphrase of our answer for number 13, so that's why it's correct. Okay, number 14 now. It reads, when necessary, a cicada can move quickly enough to evade predators like birds. All right, now in section D, we find that this is false. The part that we see highlighted below contradicts this statement, so that's why false is your correct answer here. And in particular, we find a direct contradiction that begins here. Okay, so when the passage mentions that the cicada is a sedentary animal, sedentary means that it stays in one place most of the time. It doesn't move around. It doesn't go very far, right? It's sedentary, and that this makes a cicada a very easy target for birds and other predators. This is a direct contradiction of the idea from the question, which says that cicadas have the ability to move quickly and get away from predators if they need to. Okay, so pretty straightforward one here. The correct answer is false because of the contradiction we find in section D. Okay, those were our true, false, not given questions for this article, The Cicada's Song.